Hi, everyone. I'm happy to be presenting virtually this year at the Digital Data Conference. I'm here today to talk about MorphoBank as a digital repository for morphological data matrices that also has integrated phylogenetic analysis capabilities. In general, MorphoBank is an online database for evolutionary researchers in phylogenetics, but it's also particularly useful for systematics and cladistic research. MorphoBank acts as a long-term repository for peer-reviewed morphological character data matrices, as well as both 2D and 3D images. You can access MorphoBank through the web at morphobank.org. You can also scan this QR code, which will bring you to the MorphoBank homepage. Everything on MorphoBank is open access, meaning it's free to use and has no fees associated with it. Some noteworthy features associated with MorphoBank include free access to all published project data, the free generation of permalinks for published projects, and MorphoBank also generates citable DOIs for projects and data matrices. As I mentioned, MorphoBank is a database, and all matrices that have been integrated are free to download and reuse. MorphoBank also houses specialty data such as 2D and 3D anatomical images. And finally, if you need any assistance, MorphoBank has a curator staff that is available to support users in data formatting and publishing. Through MorphoBank's open access website, you can build and access morphological matrices, and you can also use tree building software. MorphoBank has over 1,300 projects, which over 300 of those are from NSF funding. Those projects represent articles from over 200 peer-reviewed journals, and those projects have been worked on by over 3,700 scientists and student researchers. Projects in MorphoBank contain over 800 reusable phylogenetic matrices and over 165,000 scientific images. These represent over 20,000 species. MorphoBank is also highly accessed with approximately 3,000 monthly visitors. MorphoBank allows both matrix building and tree analysis. For example, you can either start from scratch and build a matrix within MorphoBank, or you can upload a matrix from TNT or Nexus files that were created in another program. You can also search for and download matrices that were published in MorphoBank, and then use the previously published matrix to build upon your own research. Once a morphological matrix is completed in MorphoBank, which basically means that all the taxa have been scored in the character matrix, you can then use the matrix for phylogenetic analysis. However, a lot of these phylogenetic analyses use significant computational resources, so MorphoBank has the capabilities within it to analyze the data. So basically, you can do a parsimony, maximum likelihood, or Bayesian analysis without even leaving MorphoBank. To do this, MorphoBank has partnered with Cypress Science Gateway, which is a public resource for inference of large phylogenetic trees. Currently, MorphoBank has access to phylogenetic analysis under parsimony using PALP. And in MorphoBank, basically, you select the matrix you would like to use, and then you select the model parameters for the parsimony analysis. And without even leaving MorphoBank's website, the matrix and the parameters you selected are sent to Cypress, and you get back a phylogenetic tree with any related statistical data. And that's all returned to you within MorphoBank. MorphoBank has received funding from the National Science Foundation to add additional computational resources to build phylogenetic trees. This includes adding parsimony, maximum likelihood, and Bayesian algorithms. And the funding is also going to support a replatforming of the current software and an updated website. As MorphoBank is going through this update, we are collaborating with Cypress to bring maximum likelihood and Bayesian analyses to MorphoBank. We are also working with TNT to add additional parsimony options. These updates will allow users not only to build data matrices within MorphoBank, but you can also analyze the matrix using numerous phylogenetic methods and programs. We are currently working on selecting default parameters for these programs. For example, for IQ tree, which is a maximum likelihood method. We have selected model options for morphological data. These include things like Jukes cancer type model and ordered model options. This allows for exchanging of neighbor states. We have also selected specific parameters that might be useful for morphological data, such as assertment bias correction model. This is to correct the branch lengths in the absence of constant sites. So these are just a few of the parameters that we have selected. Another program that will be added to MorphoBank is Mr. Bayes. And within MorphoBank, you will be able to select model priors and numerous specifications such as the number of chains, the number of generations, and the number of runs from CMC. So there's a lot of capabilities that will be here. Future expansions will also include the integration of non-morphological data sets, such as those that combine morphology and molecular data. And since the process for adding phylogenetic programs and parameters is ongoing, we would be happy to hear your feedback and suggestions. You can do this by emailing us at curator@morphobank.org. Lastly, we regularly add content to our MorphoBank YouTube channel. This includes tutorials and basically educational content that's about best practices for morphological characters and matrix management and how to use the software. And a quick thank you to our members who help keep MorphoBank free and open access. Thank you for your attention, and I would be happy to answer any questions that you may have.